Hello, all. Hello, friends. Hello, viewers. I don't know. This is a new things day. Past 2 weeks. This is the time of year where I am very, very busy. I work crazy hours due to the holiday season. So try to get these up when I can. I have one day off a week, and sometimes I don't like making a video on that day. But today I happen to want to make a video, or at least I'm going to force myself to make a video. I have past 2 weeks of comics. I have a stack of back issues. I have a couple of vinyl, and I have something weird. So depending on how long it takes to get through all that, we'll see if I go through some of the books I've been doing forever that I still have stacks of. Comics are first. Start off with 2 weeks ago. DC, Wonder Woman. Still loving the series. Still loving the art. I like what's going on. I'm still curious if they're going to continue the back and forth stories between issues. I'm not sure after they're both over, but we'll see. Detective Comics 945. I absolutely adore the first Victim's costume. It's very Clive Barker-ish. It's very Hellraiser-ish. So that makes me super excited to see what's going on with this. And I like the story as well. Although weird things are happening at the end of this, I'm interested. Blue Beetle number 3. If you listen to my podcast, which I guess I can plug right now, it's the Earbones Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Earbones Podcast. We tweet out the link to our website, which I'm not 100% sure what it is. I might say something and it might not be it. Podcastgarden.com/earbonecomics or /earbonepodcast. I don't know. If you follow me on Twitter at Breakdown Brand, I'll tweet out the links to what we do. We've also, in the past 3 episodes, we've done, or maybe 2, we've done video with them. So we're putting the video, kind of the video podcast on YouTube. So look for that too. I think the YouTube channel is at Earbones Comics. Oh, not at, just Earbone Comics. But maybe next video I'll have that more fleshed out and we'll know exactly what they are, because this is me being unprepared and my mind not working completely because I'm very tired and I have work in about 6 hours. A little bit of exaggeration, but Blue Beetle, I like his life. I don't exactly like him being a superhero on the scale that they're doing. I wish it was more ground level. Action Comics 968. I'm really enjoying the Godslayer arc here, and DC's been killing it with the covers. I really have been enjoying a lot of the DC covers. Deadpool Too Soon. Four Brush Man's dead. This book is $4.99, which I didn't know. I don't know how many there are. I'm enjoying it, but I feel like it's so hard for me to enjoy it as well as get over the fact that I'm a sucker for every Deadpool mini. So that's my own personal battle I got to deal with. The Ultimates number 1, which I wasn't. The Ultimates Squared or Ultimates 2 number 1. I wasn't on this book prior, but there was so much cosmic shit going on that I really felt like I needed to get on because I'm the cosmic guy. I love anything cosmic, and I haven't liked Al Ewing's work prior, but I feel like through the few issues I flipped through of the Ultimates that maybe he's found his where he needs to be, at least for me. So I actually I enjoyed this, and I'm excited to go forward. I'm excited that America Chavez is the leader of the Ultimates. I don't know if you didn't read this, if that was a reveal. It's 2 weeks ago. I think I could say it. I love America Chavez. I've loved her since Young Avengers. Very excited to see where this book goes. It's not quite on my pull yet, but I will put it on my pull if the next issue is as good as I thought that one was. Mighty Thor 13. It's just so solid every week. Jason Aaron delivers. If you're not on this book and if you're a Thor fan, you're not on this book, you're making a mistake, because Jason Aaron knows how to write a Thor story. Jason Aaron knows how to write a story in general, but he is very invested in the Thor stories and the mythology. Civil War 2, number 7. This tri-monthly book, as it seems. I like the evolution of Ulysses. The book itself, we'll see what happens. Bendis is known to let us down in events. And maybe in life. He's never let me down in life. It's not like he's my dad. I don't know if that got deep or if that was a good joke. Either way. Last book of 2 weeks ago, maybe? Yeah, I believe this is the last book of 2 weeks ago. The Goddamned, again, Jason Aaron. I love this story. It's super biblical, but still super dark. And I mean, well, I guess the Bible is super dark in itself. But I really enjoy this book. I like the way the character that he's built Cain up to be. And that's the last issue of that arc, I believe. The next arc starts next year. And now, this prior week's books, Deadpool Back in Black #4. Again, the Deadpool minis. This one I really probably could have skipped on because as much as it was a little fun tidbit in Secret Wars, I think it was when the black suit found Deadpool. Don't think it's worthy of its own story, but it's actually not the story of what happened. It's the suit comes back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Thunderbolts #7 or #1 now. I feel like this cover is the only one that's been solicited for Thunderbolts since #1 came out. I see this cover everywhere, but I like this story. Well, obviously it's a new arc, but I like this Thunderbolt series. I think it's good. I don't know if there's been a Thunderbolt series that I haven't liked, and they all have their different kind of tastes to them. I like the way this one tastes. I like the diversity between the team. I like how some of the members obviously know each other, and then obviously Winter Soldier kind of just coming in to lead the team of people he's not really familiar with. Old Man Logan 14. I'm glad we're away from the Last Ronin covers, as much as they were fun to look at and probably look well in a box beside each other. I really love this. I believe this is the Howling Commandos. If it isn't, I really hope it is. But I like this cover. I'm glad we got some Old Man Logan covers again. And this book, much like Jason Aaron's Thor, if you're a Wolverine fan, even though Old Man Logan isn't quite Wolverine, it's such a good book. It's so good. The art is amazing by Sorrentino, and Jeff Lemire is writing his pants off in that. Uncanny Inhumans 16. Interested to see where the storyline's going, where Reader brought, I'm not going to remember her name, brought Orin back to life. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. I love what Charles Soule is doing with this book. This whole book's kind of been his child. He's kind of been raising it to be what he wants it to be, I hope. And I'm liking where it's heading. I'm liking the adult that book is coming. That book's now 16. It's starting to drive. It might not be learning how to drive a stick shift because nobody knows how to do that anymore. Inhumans versus X-Men 0. Charles Soule, Kenneth Rocafort. Very excited about this. Very excited about this. I don't even want to say, I haven't read it yet. I'm super stoked about it. Only one DC book, Batman Annual #1. So annual week. I guess it was it a 5th week? I believe this was a fifth Wednesday of the month. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #9. I love this book. I love this book. Power Rangers nostalgia and still great storytelling. Like, this book just doesn't slide on its nostalgia. This book has great storytelling. It has great action. It has great writing. It has great visuals. I'm a big fan of this book. Written by Kyle Higgins, art by Hendry Presedia. I probably messed that name up, and I apologize if I did. But I love this book. I love everything about it. One of the main things in this book that I'm shocked about is Goldar's evolution as a character. I've always seen Goldar as the B-est of B characters, and he's actually evolving as his own character in this, as far as I see. Now, also, some of you Power Rangers diehards out there who've watched every season, I watched the original, and then I watched maybe a tiny bit of what was it, Turbo was the second one. If there's a Power Ranger diehard out there, they're probably going to punch me in the mouth for saying it if it's wrong. But I didn't watch much after the original cast. Jughead #11. My God, do I love this book. I already read this. Jughead's always the first book I read off my pile when the week it comes out. I love this book. Ryan North and Derek Sharm just are delivering such good, funny, heartwarming, deep stories. And I love what's going on. I love the character interaction. I love the little quips. I love the jokes. I love everything about this book. You need to be reading Jughead. I don't care what you like. I don't care if the only comic book you read is Superman. You should give Jughead a shot because this book is great. Whether you want to start off with Chip Zdarsky's run or the first issue that Jughead did, or that Derek Charm did, which was 9, I believe, you should read Jughead. It's really, really good. And last but not least of this week's books, Seven to Eternity, number 3. I'm excited to see where this book goes. I haven't read this yet, but I opened it up, and the first page is a recap page, which I believe is something not just indie books lack, but DC books lack it a bit too. I feel like DC books sometimes kind of start mid-sentence. So, especially for a book that I feel is going on this scale, and they're just throwing so much different mythology. It's not really what I wanted to use. They're building up so much stuff underneath what they're actually telling us that I think that will really help a lot of people, including myself. I do have trouble following along with some of the indie books, if you will. Now, back issues. We've got a pretty big stack here. So we're going to go through all these. A lot of these were found in just the bins in front of my shop, very cheap. So I went kind of out on a limb on a lot of stuff. I took some recommendations from some people. I asked some people if some things were good. They said yes, so I picked them up anyway. And then some other things that just looked weird, or I also wanted to get a lot of things that weren't like Marvel or DC. I wanted to put some stuff into my collection that isn't the norm in my collection. Although I do have some weird stuff, I want to get more weird stuff, if you will. So first up is, let me get these out of the way. I hope they stay there, don't slide. First up is Maxi Mortal number 1 by Rick Veitch. I was told that this was a good series. I was told to pick up Maxi Mortal because it was good. I'm gonna take her advice and listen and read it just to give it a shot. Maxi Mortal number 2, Rick Veitch. This is published by King Hell. These covers are awesome too, by the way. I'm a big fan of these covers. Maxi Mortal number 3. These covers are great. I probably would have picked this up if it hadn't been recommended to me, but it definitely adds a little bit to know that I'm not going into something that's completely garbage. Maxi Mortal number 4. Maxi Mortal number 5. Maxi Mortal number 6. Maxi Mortal number 7. And I don't know how many issues that went, but I have 7. And then next, also published by King Hell. I have nowhere to put all this stuff. I'm just surrounded by things. This is Brat Pack by Rick Veitch, number 1 of 5. Again, great covers. Number 2 of 5. I believe this is number 3 of 5. I believe this is number 4 of 5. These covers some of these covers are just so strange. I'm excited to see what's going on. This, much like Maxi Mortal, was recommended to me. And then I believe this is number 6. Brat Pack number 6. Those last ones might be mixed around, but I don't know why they would be in this order if it wasn't in the order it should be. And last thing by Rick Veitch of this little run, it's a Heroica Super Special, Brat Pack and Maxi Mortal by Rick Veitch, published by King Hell. So hopefully read some Maxi Mortal, read some Brat Pack, read them together. Hopefully I enjoy. This is the Man of the Atom, Warren Ellis and Derek Robertson. If you remember my last New Things Day, it might have been 2 New Things Days ago, I got the retailer preview of this book. I saw the book. I said, all right, I'll grab it, whatever. So now I have the actual book. These I knew absolutely nothing about, but I was watching one of Rez's live videos a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and she had these, and there were a lot of jokes being made about them. And when I saw them for cheap, I said, whatever, I'm gonna snag them. I got by Garth Ennis and John McCrea, Dick's number 1. And here's where the dick jokes can ensue. Dick's number 2. Dick's number 3. and Dick's number 4. Like I said, I knew nothing about these books until I saw Rez. I'll put her link in the bottom description if I remember. If it's not there when you see this video, please comment and tell me to do it, because that's something I really need to do, because she is great. She's a great reviewer. She's a great speaker in general. Her live shows are super fun, and she just seems like a great person. So I hope it's down there. I hope you don't have to remind me. Next up, this is Atlas Comics, The Hands of the Dragon. Reminded me of Shang-Chi a bit, and I love Shang-Chi, so had to snag that. Some stuff I've never even heard of before here. This is Caliber Press Synergy, issue 1. And then Synergy issue 2. I know nothing about them, but they look super weird. Super weird. And they have a Dante quote on the front. They all say, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." So, and even though I said I wasn't picking up any DC or Marvel, this snuck my way in because it was just hiding in the bins. Star Spangled War Stories, number 183, featuring the Unknown Soldier. Just a random old war DC book that I'd like to get more of, but it's hard for me to justify paying the kind of money, even if it's just like $4 or $5 for the issue. It's hard for me to justify it when I know there's not many people out there trying to look for them. So I feel like that's a little overpriced. Next, some stuff that just looks super wild. I know I can't remember who I've seen review this or talk about it, but Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman, number 1 by Eclipse Comics. Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman, number 2. Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman, number 3. And these covers are great. I like the idea of it. It's outlandish. It's wild. It's almost like Theater of the Absurd. So looking forward to those. Outlaw Nation, an anthology for the damned. Oh man, I got this book because there's a super weird story in here that's like super dark, and like dark to the point where I rarely get uncomfortable reading anything. And there's like a weird, is it this one? It has to be this one. Let me look. Yeah, there's an awful like rape scene in here. This is definitely for mature readers. But the main reason I bought this is at the front here, it says, "No bullshit. If your retailer doesn't carry our books, kill him or her now." Boneyard Press, guys. Boneyard Press. Promoting murder since at least 1993. I don't even know if, I mean, I'll definitely try to read it, but that one rape scene that I was flipping through and I saw it randomly, it's bad. It's bad, guys. A book that was pretty damn expensive a month, 2 months, 3 months ago. I can't remember what it was. This is the Piranha Music Prince issue that I snagged for super cheap just because I didn't have it, and it's Prince. A video game that I absolutely loved, that I didn't know a comic came out about it. This is number 1. I'm trying to see what the publisher is. It looks like Sirius. This is Primal Rage 104. I loved this game so much. It says down here on the bottom here, exclusive preview of Primal Rage 2 video game. If that's a real thing, somebody needs to tell me, because I didn't think they made a second one. But I loved Primal Rage. It was great. It was everything I wanted as a kid in a game. And I can't wait to read this to see if there's an actual story. Because as a kid, I didn't even, was there a story to Primal Rage? Because I didn't see it. I just wanted to fight with dinosaurs and giant creatures. Planetary number 1. Snagged it super cheap. Decided to grab it. There's a few more there. I almost bought them all, but I don't know. I'm not really that guy. I like the idea of leaving them there. Somebody else can find it and be happy that they found a Planetary number 1 there. David Wilkerson's The Cross and the Switchblade number 1 by Spire Christian Comics. I know nothing about any of this. I know nothing. But I like the name is great. The Cross and the Switchblade. from what I understand, I think it is a Christian publication. I'm not sure. Um, I don't know. It looks like Spire Christian Comics also published an Archie book, Archie's One Way. I don't know. Maybe it's a parody. It was distributed by Fawcett. It says. I don't think it's a parody imprint. I honestly know nothing about it. If you know anything about Spire Christian Comics, let me know. But I love the cover of that. It kind of had that old EC feel. Here's actually a Marvel Classic Comics, The Pit and the Pendulum. Had to snag that just for old time's sake. Old times. I don't know what that means. Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica, number 140. A little beat up, but now that I'm an Archie guy, I could say it. Now that I'm an Archie guy, I had to grab that. The Phantom, the all-new Phantom, number 74 by Charlton Comics. An amazing cover there. That is a great cover. I love that cover. And actually picked this up for somebody, and not sure if they want it anymore. But this is Pulp. This is Pulp number 1, volume 2, number 1. I was told these are hard to come by. I'm not a super big guy into manga, but I thought they were hard to come by, and I picked it up for somebody. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I have the required funds to mail this huge thing. Got an early Christmas present. The wonderful lady in my life got me the Backpacker's Field Manual, and I'm super stoked about this. There's so much shit here that I didn't even know. There's a lot of shit in here that I've asked or like have tried to research and come up with a bunch of weird websites. But I mean, I don't know if anybody knows, I'm super into hiking, super into backpacking, super into kind of just outdoorsy stuff. So this is great for me. I can't wait to get into this phenomenal gift. Went Black Friday shopping on Black Friday, got nothing but DVDs as normal. Well, DVDs and one video game. Just showing those off very quickly. Paddington on Blu-ray because I've heard very good things. And I'm excited to watch a little bear run around, try to escape the taxidermist. Silicon Valley, season 1, season 2. I've watched most of season 1 on demand, but I really like this show. It's super smart. It's super funny. Realistically, I like everything about it. I think that Kumail Nanjiani is hilarious, and I think T.J. Miller is great. 40-Year-Old Virgin on DVD because I don't know what happened to my copy, so pick that up. One of my favorite Christmas movies, Christmas with the Cranks, Tim Allen. Somehow Tim Allen is in like 2 of my top 5 Christmas movies with the Santa Claus and then Christmas with the Cranks. I love this. Monuments Men on Blu-ray because I didn't own it, and I actually really do enjoy this movie. X-Men Apocalypse on Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD. It was extremely cheap, and I don't know how I didn't have it yet. I missed the release apparently, but have it now. And the game I picked up, I think for like $8, is the Final Fantasy X and X2 remastered for PS4. I loved X2. X2 kind of I was kind of falling away from RPGs. I still played all of them up until X2, but X I was like, I don't know if I can do Final Fantasy anymore. I don't know if I want to play RPGs anymore. And it was weirdly enough, X2 was different enough that I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm back in. And time is a factor now with RPGs, but I'm an RPG guy. I love it. A couple of vinyls. This one is actually a Christmas present for the lady that I bought for her. This is Paramore's 2013 album, self-titled, just black vinyl, 2 LP set. Nothing super fantastic about this. The album is decent. I'm a huge fan of like older Paramore, like their first album, second album, but I still like Haley. I'm a fan of Haley Williams first and foremost. I like Haley Williams. And then this, super stoked about this. I picked up the Used In Love and Death. Oh God, this album mean a lot to me. I love this album so much. There's so many songs on this that I will put on, and I can feel them changing the way I can feel them changing me as I'm listening, taking me back to different emotions I felt a long time ago. But the best thing about this, and if I'm taking the vinyl out, it's pretty. This album is, it's been described 2 different ways. It was described white and red with black splatter, and then I've also seen it described as black, white, red tricolor, and you can be the judge. All I know is that it is pretty. It even smells pretty, if you know what I mean. Like it smells like Jared Leto does in those is it Gucci in those sexy commercials he does. I'm sure he smells a lot like colored vinyl. Jared Leto smells like colored vinyl. I love the color of that. Holy shit, do I love the color of that. Look forward to more vinyl. Now's the time of the year where I really get invested in some vinyl because I try to stock up on things that after my work slows down, then I can dive into all this shit that I have accumulated. Lastly, because we've already been going 25 minutes, something super weird that I had to put in a bag so it wouldn't flop open and I wouldn't um, get in any trouble with YouTube regulations. A girlfriend came home from her mother's house, and I woke up, and this was sitting on the coffee on the kitchen table, and I was very confused. And then she said, "Oh no, my mom had this. She thought it was mine, and it's not. But you're super into wrestling, so you can have it." I was confused. It's actually super funny. It's a super funny thing to have. It is actually Shawn Michaels' Playgirl issue. It isn't this. It is. I did put it in a bag so it wouldn't flop open and other things wouldn't flop around. But this is hilarious that I have this. I think it's. I would have bought this had I found it at like a flea market. But the fact that I got it for free and that I woke up to it on my kitchen table, super weird. But I have it. It will now go in a magazine box with all the other uh, with my Eries and my creepies, I guess. I don't know where I'm putting it. I don't collect a lot of magazines. I kind of just have one box with some Eries, some creepies, um, and some random other magazines I collect. That's it. That's all she wrote. We're done. I don't even know what to hold up. I kind of want to hold up that vinyl. I don't, though. I'm going to hold up books. I'm not going to be able to hold up all these books. Am I going to try? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Are they probably going to fall and I'm going to be super irritated that I dropped all these books? Oh, yeah. But here we go. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to get videos up when I can. Um, I'm really bad at time management, especially when I'm working this much. I'm awful at time management because I'm working so much and I just want to sleep. But holy shit. Thank you for watching this at least. 27 minutes. Kudos. As always, follow me on Twitter at BreakdownBrand. Follow my podcast, Add Your Bones Podcast. I do it with my best friend Stick. We have a lot of fun. It's kind of awkward sometimes. It kind of goes off the rails. Kind of a disclaimer for the podcast is it's more of a comedy show first, comic show second. We like to have fun. You know, it's all about fun. It's about it. But thank you for watching, and love each other. Thank you. See.